Hey, it's Sheris, and I am 40 Days to 50. This is journal entry number 19. And I'm thinking about this idea, this phrase, never say never. And it occurs to me because I never would have thought, for example, that I'd be doing a 40-day video journal on Facebook. But here we are. I was actually thinking back to my introduction to Facebook, which was through the lens of my profession as an advertiser. We actually had introduced this idea to a big client, I won't say which one, and they passed. The chief officer was like, "Oh yeah, I'm aware of that. My kid does that. It's not that big of a deal. It'll pass." And I would say that to whatever degree Facebook has passed, there was obviously a huge marketing opportunity for brands to participate, and it was somewhat of a missed opportunity, if I'm honest. But that was a part of being on this cutting edge of trying to introduce innovation and ideas to clients that, they weren't always, especially in large organizations, they're not always able to adjust as quickly as they need to. But then lo and behold, a time will come when it's relevant for them to participate in something that's just like mass adoption kicks in. And through that lens, I was thinking about part of this is I get little reminders occasionally, not little at all, but I'll get reminders or there'll be a memory pop up. And my grandmother would have made a comment on it. My grandmother, Mary Jackson, is gone, but she was she was the last grandmother I had. I talk about having multiple ones, but she was the last grandmother that I had. And she was on Facebook until she was 92 years old. And so she would leave it would sometimes be hilarious because you would wake up in the morning and you'd have 62 messages and they'd be like, Mary Jackson like this, Mary Jackson like that. So whatever. So I appreciate and really, really still like that I have these memories of my grandmother and other relationships with my family that Facebook has been a part of. So I'm thankful for that. I think the evolution of Meta to Instagram, or inclusive of Instagram, naturally I found my rhythm there. And so again, from an advertising perspective, I have to explore all these different social channels and whatever, but my true vibe is probably more Instagram. So somebody asked me today, then why are you posting on Facebook? And I was like, I don't know, it just felt right. As opposed to for whatever reason, Instagram, I don't know. But there's where I am with that. My true, I actually spend my own consumption time more so on Instagram than I do on Facebook. And what's funny about that is whenever I get on Facebook, which is a little more rare now, other than the fact that I've been doing this every day, I see the same 6 people that I actually know, and then all these other sort of random reels. And what's funny about that to me is the 6 people that I see are not necessarily the same 6 people that respond and or maybe see the things that I post. So that's kind of interesting. As opposed to I'll say this too, my Facebook is real names of real people that I met in this life at some point. We went to school together, we worked together, you were my neighbor, I met you, I know you. If I saw you on the street and you told me your name, I'd be like, yes, you're the person that I know on Facebook. On Instagram, I don't know all the people. Sometimes it's oh, look me up on Instagram, and they can have any of those business, handles, and it's a totally different thing. And then I've had to whatever degree, explore TikTok, I'll mention, and that's just way over my head. Whatever I do there is totally just for the sake of understanding the algorithm and having a point of view, from through a work lens. But it's just too random of a place for me. I'll get one message that's here's how you can, put makeup on in prison by, using your toothpaste. I don't know, that'll be one thing. And then it'll be teach your dog German. So I don't know how I am. The algorithm on TikTok just doesn't it can't find me. I'm I don't know what this is about for my personal consumption. But Instagram, they pretty much got me. They got me a little rhythm, and I see more of the people that I actually know, and so the content, so when I'm sending DMs to my little, not little at all, but my squads, I have probably 3 DM chains on Instagram that are squad. Oh, look at this, look at that, and we're passing stuff around, which is kind of fun. So that's a way to decompress. But anyway, I think that I just went through that explanation of the social channels for me because, I was just thinking about this never say never. And here I am, bearing my soul to the world on video to post on Facebook. And I also started putting them on YouTube because, I don't know, why not? So it's driven me, I won't say it's driven me, it has exposed my algorithm to the fact that I'm posting long video every day. So now I'm getting ads on all the Meta channels to do more public speaking, which I think I'm a public speaker, that's fine. But I never thought about it as income strategy, which now I'm like thinking about income strategy. So that could be one. So I started putting these journal entries on YouTube. They're on a private link, but here we are. Never say never. Maybe I'll become a public speaker and have to, change my business cards and my entire career will change. So, all right, never say never. I'm trying to push myself to think of things that I maybe are out of my comfort zone. I think on the same vein, I will say too that there are some opinions that I may have held for 49 years that are being reevaluated right now. I'll say I'm open to thinking about things differently. So that's like a never say never moment. I don't have to be specific, do I? No, I won't be. But I am thinking about not specific to me. I'm thinking about how this AI world, again, I was going through those social channels, but like how AI is putting content out here that's completely erroneous, just like somewhere between Photoshop and just like AI video. People can make it look like you're saying anything they want you to say. And I think somewhere through there, it became important for me to think about telling my own story. And it's sort of like counterintuitive to the fear that's out there of like, if you start talking, people will be able to take your voice and manipulate it in whatever way. And so I thought it was maybe important to say, well, if I have an authentic voice already registered, this is who I am, these are the things that are important to me, then it will be harder for somebody to try to steal my voice or redirect what I might say because I can tell my own story. So telling my own story is maybe becoming more important to me right now in a way that I don't know that I thought about it in the same ways that I'm thinking about it now. I have a doppelganger album on here, and I had put Victoria Rao, a picture of Victoria Rao, in there probably 10, 15 years ago, maybe, because I was like, okay, when I do something of major accomplishment and you guys have to do my biopic, I would like Victoria Rao to play me, except it's getting late in the day for me to come. I'm taking too long to come up with something interesting enough to make a movie about me for. And she's getting older, so she won't be able to play my young self. She'll have to play my wise self who looks back on her life. And I have to find somebody else young to play the good stuff, right? Unless I do something amazing like today, and then she can play my 50. No, I need a younger actress. She can still play my older projected future self, because she's still gorgeous. I think she's beautiful. All right, so this is journal entry number 19, and I know what I was talking about, even if you don't, which was never say never. Just never say never. This is a message for Shara to not limit yourself or create any boundaries because you don't know how this all will go. And never say never is like a phrase that hasn't meant as much to you in the past as it maybe means to you today. Journal entry number 19.